I dressed for last year, a little too much. When I was a teenager, I thought abortion was wrong, but I didn't know why. And when I met an older married man, I soon gave in to the pressure for sex. When I found out I was pregnant, the father's response was, "You need to get an abortion." I was deeply ashamed. I went to Planned Parenthood, and the Planned Parenthood staff told me abortion was legal. And then without examining me, without getting closer than the other side of a desk, she told me I had a tubal pregnancy and that I could die if I didn't hurry and get an abortion. When I was on the table and the doctor started the procedure, I cried and I told him to stop, that I didn't want to do this. He spoke the only words that he ever spoke to me. "You should have thought of that before." Afterwards, all I felt was relief. It was all over, like an eraser. Now no one would know what a terrible person I was. I married the father because I felt like used goods. But soon came the depression and the nightmares and the fear and the suicidal thoughts. I functioned in daily life, but at night, I would look out at all the other windows and wish that I was behind any of those windows except mine. And I isolated myself more. What was supposed to be an eraser hadn't erased anything at all, and it was killing me from the inside. I believed that God could never forgive me, but I was so desperate that I went to church. I found hope that maybe God could forgive me, that he wasn't sitting up on his throne with a lightning bolt in his hand aimed at me. I began to grieve my child, and I learned of a Bible study called Forgiven and Set Free. I began to tell others of my pain and my healing, and that exposed something that I had never considered. My parents were missing their second grandchild, and my daughters were missing their big brother. Once I accepted that God could forgive me, I began to move past my shame. I began to see how he was able to turn that darkness into light. Without God's mercy and grace, I would not be alive today. What I once hid in shame, I now expose to the light. I am silent no more.